As you know, a theme allows you to apply items consistently throughout your presentation. So what we want to talk about now are the fonts and the effects. So first off, let's just ensure that you know the correct way to apply fonts so that the trick that I'm about to show you works. Let me just right click and place in a new slide. When I place in a new slide, what we're going to take a look at is what I call follow the leaders. These are really called content placeholders, and if you click to add a title and you type whatever it is, I'm just typing test, and then you click to add whatever it is, these are content placeholders, and when you leave this slide behind, then these placeholders attach to the template, and the template is attached to the theme, and the theme tells it exactly which font to use. So if you change the font throughout the presentation, if you change the theme font, what you're going to do is you're going to change the font on every slide that's used these follow the leaders or these content placeholders. All right, let's delete this slide. Now let's talk about how you can change throughout the presentation, how you can change your fonts. You always go to the Design tab, and on the Design tab, the first group are the different themes. The second group are the variants. And when I drop down variants, here are my fonts. Now there are some fonts that are already here by default, and there are some custom fonts that can and will be created. And so what you would do is you would simply go looking through the different fonts to find one that you like. Well, first of all, let me take a look at this one. This one is called a serif font. I created this example, a serif font. Now look how different that is from what I had a moment ago. Serif means it has a little extra thingy hanging off of the character, something extra. All right, now here's a serif font. Let me drop down and show you sans serif font, Calibri. This is my current favorite font for presentations because it's clean and it's simple and it's sans serif. Sans serif means it doesn't have any little extra pieces on any of the characters hanging down. It's just clean and simple. So what do you want to consider? Your audience, the purpose of your presentation, the vibe of your presentation, and then choose a font that works for you. Well, how do you choose the fonts? You already know. You go here and fonts, and you can choose from this pre-existing list. But what if you can't find the one you want in here, or you just don't like any of the fonts that are here? Well, then you go down and you can customize your font. Now, you may not be using the heading and the body fonts in your presentation, but if you are, you'd want to set both of these up. See, I set them both to be Calibri because no matter what, I wanted to use the Calibri font. Let's choose to, I'm going to call this, actually, I'm going to name it Erase because I'm going to make it so unattractive you will not want to keep it. But I want to make it obvious. So let's choose Cooper Black for the heading font. And for the body font, let's go get Harlow. Harlow, I can't even think of a presentation where you would need Harlow. EFGH, get right there to it. I'm afraid I'm going to go too far. There it is. There's the Harlow graphic. And we're going to call this one, I called it a graphic, but it's really a font. Sorry about that. Okay. Ooh, it's going to get ugly. Isn't that horrible? You see why I don't think you would ever use this in your PowerPoint presentation? It's just a little out of control. You can't even hardly read it. It's so bad. Look what it does here. A mess. Okay, but what about the other font? How come I'm not seeing that other font? I just haven't used that other font. So let me click, actually, let me go to a different slide where I can click a little more easily. All right, so I'm positive. I'm going to go home and I'm going to drop down my fonts, and you see here is the heading font and here is the body font. So if I'd used heading fonts anywhere in my presentation, here's where they would change. So let me go change these to heading for you so you can see what that looks like. All right, so there are the heading fonts. It's just I hadn't used any in any of my presentation anywhere. I think you'll agree with me, though, that that just is not a great font to use. Look at the title slide. Not a great font. And by the way, this one's not changing because this one is a text box. This one is not one of those follow the leader placeholder fonts. Ooh, let's get rid of this. This is just bad. You know what to do. Go to Design, go to Variants, go to Fonts, and either choose one of the existing layouts that's here or go create your own. And I'm going to go back to my Calibri because I like it. Now this one has Calibri Light and Calibri, but I want Calibri and Calibri. There we go. Now I have Calibri fonts, and we'll go to my different slides. Oh, come on. It's not catching up with me because it's applying it. There we go. And throughout the presentation now, no matter where I go in the presentation, I'm going to be back to my Calibri font that's nice and clean and clear. And let's go get rid of that item that's pretty unattractive. So we'll go to Fonts, And you could do one of two things. When I right click, I could choose edit. Look, it takes me right back where I just came from, and I could change it. Or let me click cancel on that. Or we could just right click and say, I don't even want this here any longer. Delete it. And do I want to delete it? Yes, that was really bad. So now I've deleted that unattractive font, and I only have the great fonts there. And now you know how you can make your own fonts. Well, the next thing I want to do is I want to draw a shape. I just want to focus on a shape for just a moment. So I want to go to my Home tab, and I'm simply going to draw a nice big rectangle, and I want it to hang off the slide over here because I want to be able to see this shape, and I want to be able to see as much as I can of these circles. Now the next thing I want to do is go to my Format tab, and then the Shape Styles, I want to go into the gallery here to the presets, and I want to choose one of these preset formats. It doesn't matter which one you choose, but choose one of the preset formats, because what I want to show you next is how your computer knows what to look like. How does it know that these circles in the background should have that kind of shiny look to them and be beveled? It knows because someone somewhere formatted these to have the look that they have. So let's take a look at how you can make changes to your effects. This is how you can change the effects, and this is changed throughout your template. So you know where to go. Design tab in the variants group, and the third choice down is effects. Whoops, excuse me. There it is, effects. Now watch the slide, and as I make changes here in these effects, you'll notice that the yellow box changes, the circles, the background of my circles change, even the bevels of my circles change because of the way the existing effect is applied and the new effect. So as you work through your presentation, there will be times when you simply want to go in and change the effect. The theme holds the effect, so whatever effect you have chosen for your presentation is what you're going to get when you drop down the options for those presets. And I won't choose all of these, but I think you get the idea. So you find a look that you like, and then it'll apply it throughout the presentation. Now, I don't really need that any longer. I just wanted you to be able to see it because with the grunge, that was really obvious. Some of them are a lot more subtle than others. And so now what I've done is I've changed my fonts, and I've gone in and I've used the effects feature to adjust the effects in my presentation. And the benefit that I have is now throughout the presentation, because I've used the theme, I change my fonts in one place and they change on every slide in my presentation. I change the effects in one place and they change on every slide in my presentation. And now my presentation is consistent throughout. So go explore fonts and go explore effects and create the most outstanding presentation that your audience has ever seen.
We hope you enjoyed this preview video. Please click on the like button below if you did, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to visit us at www.kalliance.com to sign up for your free 7-day trial today. You could learn a lot in a week.